Now I would like someone else to close this prayer. Someone who hasn't spoken here in a long time. I give you...
Dr. Disrespect.
Sana mau xin da không thô xin à,什么话 come 先，什么那毛啊，什么啊，come 到啊先，手到啊，什么啊，现在那晒啊。
One step back, 2 steps forward. Let's climb the mountain. Let's dominate. Violence, speed, and momentum. And guess what? We're at the tippity top of the mountain. But we're really only halfway up. Let's do it, baby!
Journos big mad that they didn't get the Dr. Disrespect scoop, and they out here all saying, I don't like that the Washington Post ran a puff piece. I'm totally not butthurt that Dr. Disrespect didn't reach out to me directly. I only work for a clickbait smear merchant site like Kotaku, but I'm super worried about journalistic integrity. How'd that work? Was that about good? Was that about right? Well, that's what's going on Twitter right now. That's what's going on Twitter right now. You see Meg Turney here tweeting out saying, I just want to talk to everyone who said they knew why he was banned. Now, there's some new Dr. Disrespect news, or at least an official statement from him finally out. But I want to touch base on some of the hilarity. We got Slasher. And yeah, look, Slasher is always reliable, all right? This and he's still somebody I would highly recommend following if you care about esports news and things like that. And he also can dish it out and take it, so I don't mind giving him a rib here. Here's Rod. A bunch of publications ran a Dr. Disrespect interview as a straight-up CAA-backed puff piece. That's his agency. With absolutely no new information, nonsense answers, and as should be an obvious, still zero explanation on why he's banned. A collective fail from the media here. Mind you, Rob Breslau, on the day on the day Dr. Disrespect was banned, he tweeted out that he knew why, but he wasn't going to say. And you can see a lot of the replies here. Here, this quartering guy. Dude, you're out here first saying, I know why Dr. Disrespect was banned, but I can't tell you. Then you see Waddles, ain't this exactly what you're doing? I mean, here we got to hear some of his anguish and plans, confirmation that Twitch did him dirty, sort of like a text breakup. There was a lot of new information. Fail on your part as well. You're withholding real information. Slasher, I know why Dr. Disrespect is banned, but I can't say. Also, Slasher, the media isn't providing any new information on why Dr. Disrespect is banned. What a fail. And to be fair, it's not just Slasher. It's also a bunch of Kotaku journals. And here's Cecilia D'Anastasio saying, you don't have to run an interview if you don't learn anything new. Just some free advice. This coming from another hot take running from Kotaku.com, who ran a man's conspiracy theory on me getting him banned from Twitter. Of course, it's getting bad in here. You know, and look, nothing personal, Cecilia, but you look salty. And then you have Nathan Grayson. This wasn't even difficult calculus. Everyone knows that Dr. Disrespect got banned for something very serious, even if they don't know the exact details. Giving him one-sided airtime at this stage seems at very least irresponsible. Really, Nathan Grayson? Okay, well, tell me. Tell me. Games journalism's marriage to marketing campaigns and PR spoon-fed exclusives has done a number on people's perception of what it's fit to print. You don't have to take every offer that comes your way. Kotaku.com. Here's Patrick Klepek, a Polygon. I'm sorry, Waypoint. These game journalism outlets keep dying at a rapid pace. It's hard to keep them straight. Did multiple press outlets interview and publicize Dr. Disrespect without anyone be able to explain why he was banned? The interviews dropped at the same time, suggesting a targeted marketing campaign. Participating in what in them would give me some pause. This from Patrick Klepek of Polygon, Kotaku, Waypoint, all these terrible websites. Of course, Stephen Mesner says at PC Gamer, hey, of course, it gave us pause, but I'm sure you can appreciate the value in being able to ask Dr. Disrespect on the record directly about what a lot of people are concerned about and his behavior following the ban. Happy to chat in the DMs. Not salty at all, broski. Yeah, they're a bunch of game journalists are suddenly worried about ethics in video game journalism. Welcome to Gamergate, everybody. So we see this interview, and I don't think that it offers no new information. I do think it actually offers good tidbits. We find out how the ban was communicated. We find out what he's been up to. We found out a lot of stuff. Interview, Dr. Disrespect talks about his Switch ban, the rumors, and his future. After a weeks of silence, Guy discusses. So earlier this week, Beam's publicist contacted PC Gamer to offer an interview with Beam. From the outset, it was clear we'd likely get little information on what actually happened, but it was the opportunity to ask Beam on the record about getting many rumors surrounding his ban and the performer is planning next. Given there's no such speculation, and reports from industry insiders like Slasher said that Beam was allegedly handled outside of Twitch's usual protocol, which implies a law enforcement or security type related issue. We've decided to publish this interview as it happened with only minor edits for clarity and readability. PC Gamer asks, it's been almost 3 weeks since you were banned from Twitch. I imagine that's been very frustrating. I would love to start where you're hearing and how that went down and what's going on with you in the last 3 weeks. Guy says, sure, I mean, well, a lot of stuff, obviously, you know that it's unfortunate that I'm off Twitch. We're definitely working behind the scenes on what a doctor return might look like. In terms of the specifics around that, we're not interested in exclusive at this point. We're exploring our options and honestly just can't wait to get back into character soon. We have lots to do and I'll be whatever fans want me to be. And you know that's been our approach. When you're not interested in exclusive, can you clarify that? Well, let's just say all the cards are on the table. I'm more focused in just making sure whatever we do next, whatever it's platform move or not, that it comes as the right decision for the community and the Champions Club that follows me. And that makes sense to what I want to continue to accomplish with this character in terms of taking things to the next level. And whether it's streaming or outside of streaming, I just want to be conscious of the decision. He clarified that he's even considering streaming independently on championsclub.gg website, in addition to other big options like YouTube and Facebook. Look, of course, even if he streamed on just his website, it would be ridiculous for him not to also stream to YouTube and Facebook. Why wouldn't you? Here's what you do, Doc. You stream on your own website and you offer like a better experience on championsclub.gg, all right? You offer exclusive content like a Patreon. But of course you don't want, if you don't stream on YouTube or Facebook, you're going to fade. Now you do have a solid YouTube presence, but of course you want to stream there. Given the connection that you have with the audience, I'm sure that's important. I'm sure you can appreciate that there's been a lot of concern worry over the past few weeks. Why didn't you give people an update or even say hi if you had nothing really concrete to say? Well, to be honest, okay, so we got the news, you know, it was just like, it was a total shock. Imagine just going to work one day and the door's closed and you can't get inside and you've been told that you were fired and you weren't given a reason why. So for me, it was just an initial shock. The way I discovered it too was on a buddy's stream. And some of the features started turning off while I was in chat and everything. It was all of a sudden social media was blowing up and I got a call with my team. And after one quick email, it was all over. At that particular moment, it was more of just kind of shocked, like what's happening, you know? And both my wife and I are just like, what's going on? So it's kind of how things went down. And from there, you sort of just digesting it. You're not getting any answers. So that's kind of what I had. I wouldn't have known what to say, you know. We put out one tweet, our statement, and that's kind of where things are at. Now, I think, Doc, I still believe that there's probably some sort of anonymity exchange, and Twitch decided that it was time to term him. We don't know any about the finances, if they paid out the $20 million or whatever they were due to owe him. We don't know. I suspect Doc does really know. why they banned him, but it's in his best interest probably not to say. At this point, it's been 3 weeks. So these people are thinking it's something criminal. I don't know. I mean, there's literally been no movement on that front. So I'm starting to lose faith in that. It's starting to look more like quoting certain ideas around certain things might have been what led him to do that. Because he hasn't been banned by anything else. So I understand you have a lot of business arrangement to consider too, like TV shows that you're working on with Skybound. I can imagine it's scary to be in this position where your main platform has been yanked out from underneath you. He says, yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot of stuff in terms of thinking. Yeah, it's all going through your mind. For me, it was pretty tough to just, I had to get off social media. I mean, to see the speculations and theories, things that my name has been surrounded with, it was just really heartbreaking to a certain extent what we've worked hard to get to that point. But you know, we're ready to go. We're excited to take the next step. And I'm really focused on the community for now. We've got lots of fun stuff planned, lots of projects that are in the works, saying, yeah, continue on, baby. And Twitch has cut off contact with you. They never provided you with a reason for the ban. Yes, that seems crazy to me, to ban one of the most famous popular streamers and not even tell them what they did wrong. He says, yeah, that's kind of mind-blowing thing of all this. Obviously, for legal counsel, I have to be careful here. But I can say, however, that I will not be returning to Twitch. So that means that's it. Sure, I'm not a famous streamer, but if I was a famous streamer and I got banned for no reason, especially considering the Dr. Disrespect character and who he is, I think my response would be to get out on social media and shout from the rooftops and be like, hey, this is really unfair. I'm curious why you haven't done that. It's a decent question. He says, well, I mean, I'm trying to take the best and appropriate steps as possible. There are things behind the scenes in terms from a legal standpoint that, you know, I can't. That's where it's at. And so I don't want to go on social media and say the wrong thing or the right thing. I'm working with my creative team, the graphics, going to get talking like the whole Doc 3.0 experience to the next level. And so that's where my focus is right now. See, I don't think Doc is not talking like somebody who's about to get locked up or sued into oblivion. So I'm not really buying a lot of these theories anymore. I think if you read between the lines here, there's actually a lot that can be gleaned from this interview. So you're able to confirm that legal action is taking place. You are taking legal action. We are considering it. When do you think you might, if ever, have a definitive answer to the reason? Honestly, we just don't know. It's interesting, and I don't want to rip them off of the whole idea, so I won't read every answer. Here's another one that I thought was interesting. Let's talk about the reboot. What can you tell me about what you're looking to do right now? Man, you're going to have to tune in and find out. That's part of the fun. I think one of Doc's things is doing these cool projects and a big surprise elements that are involved. Whether it's directly through the stream or a combination of social media and stream, but fans should expect Doc 3.0. We're launching new cinematics, focus on pushing the envelope, just like I've tried to since I've started streaming. He goes on to say, I don't want to go into details of what that means, but when you start to look at potential projects outside of the streaming space, and then you combine those with a character in the streaming space, I think you're going to see this universe open a lot bigger, and that's probably the best way I could describe it. So I think that there's a lot to talk about here in the Dr. Disrespect interviews. I'm less convinced that there's anything major going on behind the scenes, and I'm actually getting more convinced that Twitch just cut bait because they wanted to get rid of him, or it was that he was talking about things he shouldn't have been. He's not talking like somebody who thinks he's getting locked up. He's not talking like somebody who thinks he's getting deplatformed. Maybe those things are true, but I think there's actually a lot that you can glean from this interview, not like all the salty game journals about it. So best of luck, Doc, wherever you land, assuming something horrible doesn't come out about you. I will support you, and I wish you all the best, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and screw Twitch. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.